Welcome to the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to do the Brick Lane Crochet Blanket. This is an easy pattern to do. And this is using a brand new yarn called Bernat Blanket Swivel yarn. And the swivel has an amazing color texture that you'll see. You'll see zebra striping going in sometimes, solid colors, and phasing from one color to another. So it does do an abrupt change as far as coloring, but it looks so amazing when it's done as a real sample, just like you see here. So this particular blanket that you'll see is 41 inches by 49 inches, and it's using 5 balls of the Bernat Blanket Swivel in the color called Peacock, using an 8mm size L crochet hook. To change the size of this, if you like to make it bigger, you will need more yarn, obviously, but it's 4 chains plus 2, so you go 4, 4, 4. When you're happy with the width, just add 2 more. Just be conscious that when you are doing the beginning chain, it shrinks about 80%, so 100 chains will eventually, on the first row, will condense down to the equivalent of 80 stitches in the distance. So just be aware of that, and we're going to get started right away. And you're going to notice on page number 2, all the fun stuff, there is a crochet diagram available. I've never seen a pattern done like this before, so I'm pretty excited about learning something new today. Nice, easy repeating, and we're going to begin right now. Let's begin. I'm using Bernat Maker yarn that does not change color, so you can clearly see where the stitches are going to go. I'm going to create a slip knot. We do have tutorials available that are much slower for beginners in case you need it here on our channel. So you're going to start off with a slip knot, and you can chain then 90 chains if you like to match exactly the same size, but if you like to customize, it's in multiples of 4 plus 2. So to do the multiple, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you happy with the width? If not, add another 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Happy, yes or no? 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll do one more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So once you have your width that you think that you want it, just add 2 more chains, and this will provide a balance so that the blanket can be even on both sides for the edging. So let's move on to row number 1. Let's start row number 1. Second chain from the hook, so not this one, but this one right here. And I'm going to do it, and it's Bernat Blanket, so because it's thicker yarn, I'm going to want to make sure that I get 2 strands on top of the hook, one at the base. Usually I always go in the back hump of the chain if you're ever following me normally. So because it's Bernat Blanket, just choose 1 strand to be on the bottom and 2 on the top. And you're going to single crochet. Now you're going to chain 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and skip only 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3, and go to the 4th. And again, keeping the 2 strands on top. Because this is thinner yarn than Bernat Blanket, you're going to see more of a gapping space here in the tutorial, but it's more closed in the Bernat Blanket format. So single crochet the 4th one away. So now chain 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and skip the next 3. So you got 1, 2, 3, and go to the 4th and single crochet. And you're going to do this all the way across. So 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, skip the next 3. So 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th. And then finally, when you're ready for the end, if you're not, just put me on pause. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and if your stitch multiple is right like it is with mine, so you're going to skip 3, so 1, 2, 3, and go into your last chain. So either if you chain the 90 or did the customization, you should end up on the end of the row, just like that. Let's begin row number 2. To begin row number 2, just turn your work, and right where you're sitting, you're going to chain 3, which will count as your first double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. And inside of these chain 4 spaces, you're only going to provide 3 double crochet. So go right into the space and provide 3 double crochet. It's going to appear a lot more open with this type of yarn that I'm demonstrating today, but on Bernat Blanket, it'll be more closed. People get all squirrely when I use variegated color yarn for tutorials. So you got your 3 in this space, so 1 in the next single crochet, and you're going to do that all the way across. So the next chain 4 space, apply only 3 double crochet. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and then 1 into the single. So the reason why you've chained 4 instead of chaining 3 and providing only 3 double crochet in there, in Bernat Blanket, it can condense and compress on itself, so they're having you add an extra chain in there to prevent that from happening. So let's continue along. So 3 into the next chain 4 space, and you just do all this for row number 2, and then 1 into the next single. And if you're not ready for the end and you want to follow it to the end, just put me on pause. And for those continuing on, so you got 3 into the last space. So 1, 2, and 3. And then you have 1 into the final single crochet. And that was row number 2. Okay, so it'll look like this. It's almost like a modern granny look. Let's turn our work and begin row number 3. Row number 3. You're only going to concentrate on the double crochets that were in the single crochet spots from the row below. So you'll just chain up 1 and single crochet into the first one. And then you need to jump to the next double crochet over here that's in this single. So you're just, everything's lining up. That's why it's probably called brick lane. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and single into the next double. And 1, 2, 3, 4, single into the next double. Okay, right here. It's in this single right here. So you're technically skipping 3 doubles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and skipping 3, go to the 4th one. Make sure these spaces are lined up. You'll see that on the Bernat Blanket version as well. So then chain 4, and if you're ready for the end, so in the end, it's a turning chain. So go right into the turning chain, never into a space because it'll open up. So you go right into the turning chain, the top of it, and single crochet, and that'll hold it. And now we're going to begin rows number 4 and 5, which will be the repeat all the way to the end. So you're going to turn your work and do row number 4. And number 4 is the fun row, and so 4 and 5 are the repeat for this whole thing. So now you're going to just chain 3. That's your first double crochet. And in the space, it's like before it was here, is 3 double crochet. So we have 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do what is called as a long double crochet next. And the long means that we have to make it stretch to get to the height of this current row. And what we want to do is we want to do a front post around this post here. So looking to the next single, look to the double that's underneath. So wrap the hook first and going to the front post. So just come in the side of the post and around and pull through. And you're going to want to pull up some extra and pull through 2 and 2. You're going to have to get used to that, but it has to be the same height of this stitch. This takes a bit of practice. So if you're too tight, it's going to cause your blanket to fold in. So you want to be a little bit generous with that. So come to your next chain 3 space, and it's 3 double crochet. This blanket is going to work up extremely fast because of the chain 4 spaces. So you got 3 double crochet in there, and now you're going to do a long double crochet around this double right here. So wrap. So you see the single, come 1 below, go around the front post. Pull up, give it a bit of slack. If you don't, it's going to cause it to buckle. So do you see how it's kind of just pulling down a little bit too much like this? It's bending. So it means I didn't provide enough. So I'll try again. So wrap and in, pull through, just give it a little bit more slack. So it will sit flat. And then 3 into the next chain 4 space. So you may want to practice with this before you really fully commit so that you get used to how much slack you need to pull. So now another long double crochet into this double right here. And now when you're ready for the final one, it's 3 double crochet in. So the long double crochets are only used in the body of your blanket, but never on the edges. So once you get your last 3 in here, it's a double crochet into your last single crochet stitch. Okay. So this is going to jump up, and with the Bernat blanket, this stuff is going to be awesome. And now we're going to move on to row number 5. Row number 5, we're going to turn our work, and we already know what we're doing here at this point, but we are just going to chain 1 and single crochet into the first. And then you're just jumping across like you did with these spaces. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and skip the first 3 that are in the space and focus on this double crochet that is coming down. So you see it looks slightly different because we're on the back of the project. So single into that double. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, single into the long double crochet. So you're skipping 3 in the middle. So you're keeping everything lined up perfectly. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you're just going to keep on going. Single into the next long double, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And then at the end, make sure the turning chain, you're going into the turning chain, never to a space, and single into the last turning chain. And then you can turn your work and review your work. So you're just going to repeat rows number 4 and 5. We use a, what do we use here? We use video chapters. You'll see that in the video description of time markers. And so you'll be able to just scroll back using the video chapters. In order to do that, you'll see that in the pinned comment as well. But the last row is these to make it look like the first row here. And these dropping down will appear in, and it's a really easy pattern to be able to go with. It's almost a beginner level, but I think the long double crochet makes it easy level instead of a beginner level. That's it for now. You can just continue to repeat that pattern until it measures about 49 inches or to when you're happy with it. And you can always add more yarn if you'd like to make it longer as well. And I already gave you the stitch multiple if you wanted to make it wider as well. I won't know the ball counts if you make it wider, but that's up to you and your creativity. That's it for today. We hope you've enjoyed the Brick Lane Crochet Blanket by Yarnspirations.